For the fourth consecutive night, WWE was in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, this time for SmackDown, and it is exhausting. I'm tired already from watching SmackDown because it's been in Toronto for 4 straight days, and the fans are getting tired, they're getting restless. I think the better format's going to be this November, when I think the first time they do it is Survivor Series, in which it changes from Friday to Monday instead of Saturday to Tuesday. The big thing is the show's over. The big thing people are there for is the big pay-per-view, like the SummerSlam. SummerSlam's over. The second biggest show was TakeOver. That was the night before. The third biggest show is Raw. When you get to the fourth night, SmackDown, no one really cares as much. And it's just the fallout from the show. The night after is usually a big show after a big event, but now it's 2 nights after. It's just a SmackDown. I think the format's gonna be a lot better on Friday because it's a hype show. It's basically the big build-up, the final build-up 2 nights before. Then on Saturday you have NXT. Sunday you have the pay-per-view, the big WWE pay-per-view, and then on Monday you'll have the follow of Raw. That's gonna be a much better format in my opinion, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they set up WrestleMania this year because SmackDown's gonna be on Friday, WrestleMania's on Sunday. I guess TakeOver Saturday. I don't know where the Hall of Fame's going to be. So I'm interested to see how they book that. I guess they can just put the Hall of Fame on Thursday. They can just do that, actually, and do SmackDown the next night. So Kevin Owens comes out. Big pop in Canada. He just beat Kevin Owens. He says yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of when he first signed his WWE contract, which is true. In 2014, that's when he first signed it. He was in NXT right away, and he was there. He came in NXT. It was a quick run in NXT all the way up to the main roster very soon. So he's cutting a promo, and Shane McMahon comes out, and Kevin Owens immediately fell to his knees in disgust. And it's getting to the point where Shane's going to keep being on TV. I don't want to watch anymore. I hope they're not building to a rematch of Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens in the Hell in a Cell, because they had that match 2 years ago and Shane did a big stunt. I guess they could go to that, but you still have the Clash of Champions pay-per-view in between. But I guess they could do that. Shane says Kevin's not a man. He says you're a lowlife. You'll be remembered as a cheater. Kevin's challenging him to a fight, but then Shane brings up because Kevin attacked Elias with a chair and he traumatized him, and Shane wants to make him regret it, so he's going to fine him $100,000 in US dollars. So the Canada dollar isn't as valuable as the US, so I guess in Canadian money it's 200,000, something like that. I'm not so good with math there, but it's going to be a lot more. Kevin's furious. He's shocked. He has kids. He says this is crap. Shane says nope, and the fine stays, and Kevin is being fined $100,000 for beating up Elias. You have Charlotte and Ember Moon walking in the back to the ring, as that's her next match. They show Kevin Owens walking into Shane's office, and Shane says he's here as an official, not a competitor. He says if you hit him, he's going to sue Kevin and take all his money. And then Kevin says, why not make it $105,000? He basically throws a stool at the monitor. Up next, you have Ember Moon against Charlotte Flair. So Ember Moon, I don't know what's going on with her. I just think they needed an opponent for Bayley. They didn't want to use Sasha right away, so they just went with Ember Moon. I don't think she has much of a future with the company. I don't think she's going to be released or anything, but I think I don't know if it's going to be Asuka level where she's completely misused, and she's nowhere near as big of a star as Asuka was in NXT, but I don't see much of a future for her as a top star. Charlotte won, figure 8. We know Charlotte's going to win. Charlotte's the top female star besides Becky, so she has to win. It's really at the point where the 4 top women in the company are the 4 horsewomen. It's Becky, number 1, Charlotte, number 2, I guess probably Sasha, number 3, and Bayley 4, even though she's champ. I think that's fair. 4 horsewomen are the top 4 female stars in the company right now in terms of popularity. And that's without Ronda Rousey. If she ever returns, she'll go back to being the top star. So they show some stuff about Roman Reigns. They show Daniel Bryan, ripping in. They show his comments, what he said a couple of weeks ago. So him and Rowan make their way to the ring, and he says someone's out to get Roman Reigns, but it's not them. He says he does not blame Buddy Murphy. You would have caved if Roman Reigns put your face against the wall. Daniel Bryan asks, everyone if they thought he did it or if Roman did. That is what's wrong with you and your society. Someone tells a lie and he gets spread on social media, then it becomes truth, which is 100% true. You have to say that, 100% true. They have nothing to do with these incidents, and they're going to prove it. They show Shane McMahon telling Samoa Joe to teach Kevin Owens a lesson. They show Roman Reigns walking in the back. Horrible Aleister Black promo. I'm not going to even talk about that. So next we go to probably the highlight of the show, which was Roman Reigns and Buddy Murphy. And right now the first hour sucks. Shane is fucking abysmal. I can't even watch him on anymore. It's killing SmackDown. SmackDown sucks because of Shane. There's other good things on this show, though. Not Shane sucks, but, the Daniel Bryan Roman Reigns storyline is pretty good, and the best part of this show is Roman Reigns and Buddy Murphy. They had a very good match. I really enjoyed it. Buddy Murphy is super talented. He might have lost Alexa Bliss, but he's still a very good wrestler. They had a good match. I enjoyed it. I think Roman's very good, and so is Buddy Murphy. Roman gets a spear for the 3 count. And we go backstage with Kayla Braxton. Interviews the Revival. It was a shitty promo. I don't really care about the Revival anymore. I get the feeling that we want to be there anyway. So, whatever. Kevin Owens makes his, he's walking in the back. They show Kofi Kingston telling Xavier Woods that it will be okay if he's on King of the Ring, and Xavier wants to be the king. One of the ladies, I think it was Kayla or Sarah, one of them, Sarah, I forget the exact one it was, interviews them about the stuff Randy Orton says. Then they're told that there's going to be a guest enforcer in this next match, which was Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. It's Elias. Elias messes up. He gets Kevin Owens caught up with a roll-up by Samoa Joe. Joe wins. And, bad night for Owens, I guess. They show Bryan and Rowan yelling at everyone in the locker room. They clear everyone out, and they single out Buddy Murphy. And they have Rowan rough him up. He puts his head against the wall, and Daniel Bryan starts screaming at him, "Tell him you did not do that. Tell him that what you said was wrong." And he has to admit that he lies, and Buddy keeps saying, "He lied. I lied. I lied. I lied." And then Daniel Bryan finally lets him go, and he says, "I really hate liars," and he has Rowan just smash Buddy Murphy's head into the whiteboard. It was kind of funny. They show Roman Reigns looking for Daniel Bryan. I don't know how they're going to build this. I get the feeling there's some stuff I'm thinking to myself, why don't they just do this earlier in the summer and have this build up for SummerSlam? Because this is a better storyline. This Roman Reigns Daniel Bryan match that's a SummerSlam big match. Why would you just waste it like on the Clash of Champions? Why are they doing everything good now that SummerSlam's over? Why wasn't this TV like 2 months before and they build up to a big SummerSlam show? Like the SummerSlam build up sucked. It's like they're in, I don't know, ahead of the curve. Maybe it's because it's football season. They know they're going to get destroyed in the ratings, so they just don't care about the summer. There's no competition. It does make sense because it's football. Yeah, there you go. Randy Orton comes out, cuts a long promo, kind of boring. So we get the main event. You have the New Day against Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, and Randy Orton. Not a bad match. Goes on for a while. You had Kofi and Randy Orton going to the announce table, taking themselves out. In the end, you have Xavier Woods in the ring with the Revival. Xavier tries to fight off, but he gets caught with the Shatter Machine. Revival pinning Xavier, so probably sets up that tag title match at Clash of Champions for New Day against the Revival. After the match, the Revival attack Big E and Xavier. Kofi makes a save, but then Orton hits an RKO to Kofi. Then he hits an RKO to Xavier, hits an RKO to Big E, and then a second RKO to Kofi. So Randy Orton just kills the New Day, just destroys them. He stands over him, and then we go backstage, and you have Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan in the locker room. Roman Reigns shows up. Daniel Bryan says they've been waiting for him. Daniel tells Roman to apologize. Daniel says, you apologize to Samoa Joe when you thought he was involved. Now you know Roman isn't fault to apologize. Daniel tells Roman that they have been conducting their own investigation and they know who did it. Next week they will bring Roman Reigns the culprit. So we will see how this all plays out. I think Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns is still the match they're going to build up to. I think they can just have, I wish they can drag this out till WrestleMania because it's too long. There's no way it's what? Oh my God. 8 months. Yeah, you can't do an 8-month storyline. You can't do that now. But I wish they would, because I'd like to see that at WrestleMania for a time. I think that'd be a great WrestleMania match. You could have Roman Reigns finish with Rowan, and then maybe Daniel Bryan is champ, Roman wins the Rumble, or you can do it the opposite way, and then you can bring this whole storyline back up and set up for WrestleMania, because I think that'd be a big match for WrestleMania. I'd like to see Roman and Daniel Bryan for the belt. I think Roman would want that match too, so that'd be a cool main event. But they're going to keep building up to that storyline. It's usually the most interesting thing on SmackDown. The Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon stuff sucks. So those are the two things: Reigns and Bryan, and Shane and Owens, and Kofi Randy Orton, which is I'm not interested. That's kind of boring. Yeah, no Bayley tonight, so no title picture. I thought Raw was more entertaining than SmackDown. Raw was definitely the better show. I don't think anyone can deny that. It was far more entertaining and far more eventful. So post SummerSlam, Raw has the better show, and that is it. SummerSlam weekend is officially over. We had 4 straight nights in Toronto. That's it, and we're back to normal next week. So it's been a fun weekend. You had a great TakeOver show. Not the best TakeOver, but still a great show. And it's crazy. It's like you can have a show like that and it's still below take. Like the last few shows have been so unreal, so it's hard to top that. SummerSlam was all right. It was decent, not bad. You know, it was the same course it was the last few years. Just that's how every SummerSlam is now. Every pay-per-view. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just it's there. It's okay. Raw was good, and I thought SmackDown was easily the weakest show. So that's it. And hope everyone enjoyed this weekend of wrestling.